This is Thomas Lyons of Raps on TV down at York Hall, Bethnal Green for the MTK London show. Fortunate to be joined by the new Southern Area champion, Samuel Antwi. How you doing, Sam?
Good, I'm good. And yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. Nice to see you down here supporting the Small Hall show. I mean, it's been almost a week since your thrilling fight with Jez Smith for the Southern Area welterweight title. Just talk to me a bit about the sort of preparation you had before that fight and also your assessment of your performance on the night.
We had good prep for that. I think we had about 12 weeks camp. We found about 12 weeks, yeah. So we had a good camp. The camp didn't go all to plan because we had a little bit injuries. Probably had the most injuries in any camp that I've had so far. But you know, we still able to do our thing, still able to go in there and do our job. You know, so
yeah.
Happy with the performance. So I want to say it's an exciting fight, you know, it's about the fans.
Yeah.
If the supporters come down and are happy with the fights, so they're only going to grow bigger. So
yeah. And I mean, you both brought a massive fan base to the event. I mean, York called the Mecca of boxing, and sort of, I mean, I was speaking to a few people afterwards saying about how that show should have been given a higher platform. I mean, the excitement that you guys generated for the fans watching. I mean, just kind of break down the fight for me. I mean, the first round was a bit of a kind of, you know, one of those rounds where you kind of had to regroup and you were caught with a shot, but then I think after that kind of took over the fight and stamped your authority on the contest. Just talk to me a bit about how you managed to break down Jez Smith going into the 7th round.
So he's coming literally all guns blazing, you know. So he had a really big crowd as well. He had a lot of support there. So he's come out all guns blazing. He caught us with a good shot, and then the crowd's gone crazy, obviously. And then he's obviously heard the crowd and thought he can go for the finish. But
yeah. I mean, with the excitement, the atmosphere with York Hall, I mean, all the fans sort of, you know, shouting from ringside. How imperative was it for you to stay composed, stick to the game plan that you and your trainer had executed before the fight?
It's nothing we're not used to, you know. It's nothing we're not used to. We've fought on big stages before, so we fought with big crowds. It's just tunnel vision, you know. If you have tunnel vision, block out all the noises. You hear your coach in the back.
Yeah.
You know, he's the closest to the ring anyway, so he's shouting instructions. That's literally the only voice you hear, and apart from that, it's literally the guy in front of you, that's it.
Yeah, and obviously you remain patient in the build-up to the Jez Smith fight, and now that you've taken your opportunity, do you feel that that's the kind of fight you needed to transform your career, to take it to, you know, major title contention for 2019?
Most definitely, because I don't think my name was mentioned in the top welterweights, you know, and Jez Smith had all the recognition. He had the name that Jez Smith is a big prospect, so getting him under my belt, that's definitely boosted me. It's gonna make me go into bigger, better titles.
Yeah.
A lot of his fans are gonna know about me now, so it's good. It was good.
So you definitely feel like you've built a bigger fan base now after that fight.
Most
obviously it took two to tango, and you and Jez kind of, you know, put already what has been coined a fight of the year contender on the small hall scene. So yeah, I mean, just talk to me a little bit about what's next. I mean, the domestic scene's thriving at the moment. Obviously you've got Johnny Garton defending his British title against Garton-Jenkins. How do you see that fight playing out? Will you have a firm eye on that?
I don't know much about Jenkins, so I don't really study my opponents too much. Johnny Garton, he's a cool lad. We've done some rounds with him as well, so he's obviously, I'm going to be on his side. My supporters of him at the moment. I'd like him to win it. But anyone that's got titles, that's what I'm coming for.
So strap season.
Titles, yeah, anyone that's got titles now. English, British. From there, that's the two we're looking for first. Once we get those, then onwards and upwards from there.
Yeah, so in an ideal world, what would you say be the 3 next fights you'd like to kind of map out for yourself in 2019? I presume you want to stay active, you know, stay in the gym. Yeah. What's in the pipeline for 2019?
It depends what the management says, you know. So if we get fights that make sense, we're going to take those fights, you know. Anything that's going to boost me even more, take me higher in the rankings. Obviously, I'm still climbing the rankings. I'm still able to get higher, get the British title contention, the English. Any one of those belts right now, that's what I'm going to focus on.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of further afield, you've got the European world level. Obviously, you've got Errol Spence Jr. Fighting Mikey Garcia in a massive fight over in the States. What's your take on that fight? Who do you see winning that?
Spence, definitely. I think Garcia's a bit too small for him.
Yeah.
The size makes a lot of difference. And he's not just going up against any welterweight, he's going against a real hard-hitting welterweight. You know, he's a big welterweight.
Yeah.
I think even Spence, to get down to welterweight, you know, it's not going to be all that easy for him because he's really big at that weight. So I think I don't see Garcia winning this. I don't see Garcia.
Yeah, and I mean in terms of this weekend, obviously got James DeGale up against Chris Eubank Jr. Both tipped the scales today in phenomenal shape. I mean, who do you see winning that fight? And for the loser, where can they go? I mean, James DeGale's touched on being a retirement fight. Do you kind of share that same sentiment that the loser has nowhere to go?
Yeah, he's been in a lot of hard fights. DeGale, a lot of hard fights. You know, and boxing takes its toll on you. So I think it would be smart if the fight doesn't go James DeGale's way, then it'll be smart for him to just take a back seat. And if it doesn't go even Chris Eubank's way, with Chris Eubank, every time he's stepped up, he's been in trouble. So if he doesn't pass this test now, there's nowhere for him to go. So for either of them, it's make or break. I reckon it's not going to be an easy fight for either of them. So I do reckon win or lose, DeGale probably it would be smart for him to take a back seat.
Yeah, and I mean stepping up to the elite level, Chris Eubank's been found out against the very best in the likes of Billy Joe Saunders, George Groves, 2 defeats on his record. I mean, in terms of the amateur pedigree and the experience James DeGale's had at world level, how much of a factor do you think that will play on tomorrow night's fight?
It's going to play a big part because previously I was on the side of Eubank to win it. When I sit down and think about it, DeGale has been in there with a lot of better opponents, definitely a better pedigree than Eubank.
Yeah.
But it's just that Chris Eubank, he's just so fit. He's got an engine in him, so I think he's hungry for it. I think he might be hungry for it. James DeGale's been there and done it. This fight for him is just he's got something to prove, but I think Eubank has got a bit more to prove.
Yeah, and just finally, Sam, I mean, for the Raps on TV viewers, just talk to me a little bit about your amateur pedigree and how you got involved in boxing and your aspirations for your career.
I've been boxing for about coming up to 6 years, so not too long. I had my very first amateur fight at the age of 21. I had 2 years as amateur. My very first year as amateur, I fought in the ABAs and novices. I won the ABAs. My second year as an amateur, I won the development championships. So it was quite a good amateur career. I had about 23 fights. The only one that didn't go my way was my very first fight. I won each one after that. So it was quite a good amateur career. As a pro now, we're just onto belts, man.
Onto bigger and better things this year.
Onto belts now, man.
Well, Sam, I appreciate you giving me some of your time today. I know you want to go back watch the boxing. In the main event here, we've got obviously Paddy Gallagher up against Freddie Kuit for the WBO European. Who do you see winning that fight?
I don't know much about either of them. I've heard that Gallagher's probably the more formidable man in this, so I'm on the fence. I don't know much about either of them. It'll be good to get the winner. It'll be good to get the winner though.
I appreciate you giving me some of your time. Thomas Lyons, Raps on TV, Samuel Antwi. I wish you all the best for the coming year and all your future endeavours. And as you say, strap season this year. Pick as many belts up. Top man.
Thanks for your time.